This is a radius and ulna of ox. This is the left radius. Ulna. First of all, we will talk about the radius. This is a long bone which has a shaft and two extremities. The shaft has four surfaces: cranial surface, caudal surface, medial surface, and the lateral surface. First of all, let's talk about the cranial surface. The cranial surface is smooth and convex, and in the live animals, it gives attachment to the extensors of carpals and digits. On the distal end of this cranial part of the radius, it has three vertical grooves: the lateral groove, the middle groove, and the medial groove. It gives attachment to again three muscles. The lateral groove gives attachment to the common digital extensor and the medial digital extensor. The medial groove gives attachment to the extensor carpi radii, and the medial groove gives attachment to the extensor carpi obliquus. So it's completed. Now let's move to the caudal part. The caudal is concave and it is flat. It is concave and it has some rough lines on its lateral aspect, which gives attachment to the ulnar bone with the interosseous ligaments, except at the 2 points, that is the proximal and the distal, which forms the proximal radio-ulnar arch and the distal radio-ulnar arch, which allows the passage to the interosseous blood vessels. Now there is a nutrient foramen on the lateral aspect of the proximal radio-ulnar arch. Now let's come to the medial part. The medial surface, on the proximal one-third of the medial surface, there is an attachment to the brachialis muscles. Now it's completed. Now let's come to the extremities. This is the proximal extremity. It is divided into two parts with this anterior-posterior groove, that is the medial part and the lateral part. The medial part is larger as compared to the lateral part. It is surrounded by a bony rim, and on the anterior aspect of the middle of this bony rim, there are two lip-like projections known as coronoid process. And also there are on the posterior part of this bony rim, there are two facets known as circumferential articularis, which gives attachment to the ulna. After this, on the medial aspect of this bony rim, there is a tubercle known as radial tubercle, which gives attachment to the biceps brachii muscles. Now let's come. इसके बाद on the distal extremity. The distal extremity has three facets, that is the lateral facet, the middle facet, and the medial facet. The largest is again the largest is medial facet. It gives attachment to the carpals. The lateral facets gives attachment to the ulnar carpal, the middle to the intermediate, and lateral to the radial carpal. Completed. Now let's come to the ulnar bone. The ulnar bone, let's talk about the proximity first of all. The proximal extremity is fully developed as compared to the distal extremity. The distal extremity is just fused with radius and has a styloid process. The proximal extremity is composed of two parts: the olecranon process and the semilunar notch. The olecranon process, the bulged out part of the olecranon process is known as summit, which gives attachment to the three muscles: the anconeus muscles, the triceps muscles, triceps brachii muscles, and the tensor fasciae antebrachii muscles. Then let's come to this is the anterior border forms a sharp point known as anconeus process, and which overhangs this semilunar notch. Below this semilunar notch, there is the synovial fossa. This is the synovial fossa. बस हो गया.